people there, internet, MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. Sorry for the lack of upload yesterday. It was not actually planned. I was going to post a video, but a bunch of things just happened. It's one of those days, you know, we're finishing the settlement after the move, and yeah, yesterday is one of those days in which I got done doing some errands, and then I got all of a sudden held hostage in a phone call with my gas company. Like, the guy would just not shut up ever, and yeah, everything kind of like just became chaos, and the day just flew by way too fast, and I didn't really have time to have a video for you guys, so hopefully that won't happen again for a while. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like explain a bit, because it's not like normally, you know, if you don't have an upload, there's a good reason for it. This time, not really. But I think, you know, it's a human reason. Let's go with that. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to showcase Vladimir Braum, because Vladimir Braum, self-harm mid-range, is actually good now. Yes, no bullshit. It is competitive, and I am very excited that this day has finally come. And I am also going to start off this video by exposing my good friend Impetuous Panda. We're gonna cancel him today, ladies and gentlemen, because I have a Discord conversation right here, and this pisses me off because he makes a Vladimir deck, right? Like with Kuvira, they each made like their own version. Like they all have their own style applied to it, right? Like both variants are actually quite different. And this deck is kind of like a mix of both, and my own take on it, right? But the first person who started like giving traction or attention to this deck was Panda, the same person who said this to me. When was this, by the way? This is the 5th of March, so 13 days ago. Okay, 13 days ago. I start off by saying I lost that shit when I had an answer in hand. I was impatient and clicked too fast. So basically, I was talking about the the deer concurrent timelines Ladros combo. But then I like share a screen cap of him with the Crimson Bloodletter, and what is like the initial foundation for a new Braum Vladimir. And I'm like, I'm building a new Braum Vlad. I think the deck may actually become really good right now. Three Sisters gives Freljord Nexus awesome disruption and didn't really have before, and Crimson Bloodletter is nuts. It's a nuts one drop in this deck, or maybe the deck is still garbage, but I will believe, damn it. This is what he says. Ahaha, Vlad will always be garbage. The sooner you accept this fact of life, the better. What an asshole. What an asshole, what a dick. And now he makes it. He's like, oh, look at me with Crimson Bloodletter Vlad. I gave you the idea, you dick. But yeah, just messing around. Panda's a great friend of mine, and I think he made I'm happy that he took this step and actually showcased this deck, because I kind of forgot a little bit about it, because when I was building this deck, I was still not done showcasing the new champions, and I prioritized that for my YouTube, so this kind of like fell into the back of the line, and when I finally decided to build it, turns out my good friend had already done it, so he made the process that much swifter for us. So this is Braum Vladimir mid-range, and what we're doing is we're self-harming for benefits. Crimson Bloodletter is a new incorporation to the card pool that was released with the latest expansion. 1 mana 1/2 that says the next time you summon another ally, deal 1 to it and grant me +1/+1. It becomes a 1 mana 2/3 that allows us to enable our self-harm synergy much easier. We can trigger... we can use them alongside the, what are the Scar Grounds? I can't see the Scar Grounds. Oh, here. I'm blind. The Scar Grounds, you know, get triggered with Crimson Bloodletter. And also, fun fact, because the way, because this is not very intuitive, because if you play a card game like Magic the Gathering, there is a thing called the stack, and it applies to pretty much everything, right? In Runeterra, that's not the case. In Runeterra, when you play Braum with the Crimson Bloodletter on the board, and when you play Braum and summon a Mighty Poro, the first time I survived damage summon my when you summon a Mighty Poro, if it happens upon summoning, like if you summon this and Crimson Bloodletter pings this for 1, then Crimson Bloodletter will be pinging both Braum and the generated Mighty Poro, which not only means that both of these will get a +1 power boost and tough if we have Scar Grounds on the board, it also means that Crimson Bloodletter glows. He glows a lot, but he grows twice to a 3/4, and this is really, really important. Like, this one drop does a lot for the archetype. Low key really helps us in the early stages of the game to get that, you know, initial tempo swing, right? After we've spent a couple of turns setting up set combo with our Scar Grounds and then playing the Crimson Bloodletter, and it really does make it worth it in that regard. Also, Ice Shard is a fantastic contribution to the deck. I much rather have this over the Death Lotus. Death Lotus, even though it is 2 mana, is much more limited as a card as it only affects units in combat, and this card just helps so much as a generic AoE ping that can be played whenever, right? Very, very valuable. Also, a card that neither of the players that I mentioned who build their variants of this deck are playing in Calling Strike. I'm running as a 2 of. I think this card is too good in this metagame not to run. Twisted Fate Fizz is extremely popular, and only the likes of Suit Up will counter this. This allows us to answer Twisted Fate and prevent the one-turn level up, quite simply. Amongst many other things, we can knock out Lysandra with this, which is very important to kill Lysandra and Trundle Lysandra because they need Lysandra on the board to generate the Watcher. And there's just so many other, like Azir. Calling Strike is just too good not to play, regardless of the deck. If you're playing Noxus, my advice is you should be playing at least 2 copies of this card. We got a couple of copies of Kindly Tavern Keeper, who happen to synergize a little bit with what we're doing, but mainly they're there to help us heal and survive a little bit better against more fast-paced decks. We have a full set of Avalanche. We got Braum, a one-off of Babbling Brook for card draw, but also a card draw that enables us to develop our board as well, which I think makes it more valuable. A one-off of Tarkaz the Tribalist is a bit of a 4th Vladimir, a couple of copies of Scar Mother Rina, and the one-off of Basilisk, Bloodseeker, which is one hell of an alternate win condition that I have a lot of fun messing around with. Then we have a one-off of Scorched Earth, and we also have a one-off of Transfusion and 3 Sisters. As you can see, we have a lot of one-offs in this deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to explain these 1-drops real quick before I call that a deck tech, right? So the idea behind these 1-drops is some of them are just very key cards that can swing the game in our favor or can save us from lethal, like 3 Sisters. It's too flexible of a card. I basically run this minimum as a 1-off in any Freljord deck. I would like to play this as a 2-of in the deck, but because of how highly synergistic we are, I ultimately don't deem that necessary, right? But when it comes to Transfusion, it kind of serves the role of a 4th combat trick alongside Troll Chant, even though it does function quite differently. And when it comes to Might, it's also as an alternate potential scenario-specific game-winning play, right? As we go for an attack and we have like a very buffed-up unit with our Scar Grounds, Might can allow us to get a powerful Overwhelm hit to win the game. So I think that Wars is a 1-off. Babbling Brook is there to give us a little bit of steam in the late game when we run out of gas, but like I said, also giving us board presence, and it does act a bit as a 4th 4-drop as well to make sure that we can continue to develop the board in the mid-stage of the match. A one-off of Tarkaz, like I explained, the 4th Vladimir, and a one-off of Basilisk Bloodseeker as an alternate win condition, potentially. A lot of these cards, can be very impactful as a one-off, but they are cards that I would not like to be drawing multiple copies of in the early stage of the game, which is why they are as a one-off in the build. When it comes to the mulligan with this deck, that's where I'll end its deck tech. I should talk about that more. When it comes to the mulligan stage, focus on getting Scar Grounds, but also don't mulligan away stuff like Crimson Bloodletter. Braum is something you generally want to keep a lot of the times, but also look into what you're facing. Think about what your opponent is playing and think about what cards you should. Because if you're facing like an aggressive deck, then you keep stuff like Avalanche, decks that spread out wide, right? You have to assess the matchup and then mulligan accordingly. But getting Scar Grounds is pretty important because there is a significant difference between drawing this or not in a game. And that's where I'll leave it at. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you enjoy the deck tech, and sorry for the rant at the beginning. I like messing around. Penn is a great friend of mine, and it's awesome to have him invested in lore as well. It gives me somebody to talk to. And yes, I know Progress Day. A lot of you want it. I'm working on it. It'll be back, all right? But I'm doing a lot of things right now, and I want to make sure that I just don't oversaturate myself. But eventually we'll get there. So yeah, love ya. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, green light. We can actually record the video now. Just to give you guys some context, like I literally had to forfeit a game, like the one game that I was recording just before starting this, because as soon as I started recording, I've never experienced anything like it. Like I start recording and then like My doorbell starts sounding non-stop. My phone starts ringing. Like, fucking my phone. My girlfriend's phone is ringing. Like, Jesus. I don't know. I just felt like sharing with you because it was so bizarre. It's like, what the fuck? I want to keep everything here. Normally, mulliganing for Scar Grounds is recommended. I'm not gonna play the Bloodletter because I see myself going for.
Would you look at this place?
We have avalanche.
Violence, chaos, and destruction.
Alright, reggaeton.
First we fight, show me your best.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Double? Oh. I was like, wait, really? He has double shave stones? Because I can't play around that, right? But now I have the toughness. Why would you waste any waste? Well, I was gonna say that I do have that, but unfortunately, I don't have any other tool to keep my Braum alive. Okay. I'm down to 10, but we do have health gain here with the Tavern Keeper.
I found my family, my blood.
Leave your bags in the door.
I'm gonna play the kindly Tavern
The
Keeper.
Emperor commands, the land obeys.
And now I'm gonna avalanche.
It's nothing personal.
If he wants to block, so be it. Wow. I thought it was gonna level up, but I just realized that the toughness actually stopped him from doing so. Okay, we got the means to deal with this even at fast speed, so we're not concerned about that necessarily. He could have a counter. There we go. It just shut down. Outvalued. Very nice. I could have played the Bloodletter earlier on to have a Braum on curve with the ping. The issue was that I wasn't sure if I was going to go for an earlier avalanche or not. So I didn't want to play my 1-2 and have it go down to the avalanche easily, right? Because by playing that made it so that I could not play avalanche before I played my Braum. And that set me in a more rigid spot that I wasn't very comfortable with. So I opted to just keep it in my hand. But then that kind of slowed me down. So there is an argument for going with that line of play anyways, right? Because I ultimately saved up the avalanche for later, right? So, not gonna say I played that perfectly, but I guess I played it well enough at least. So yeah, let's go for another one. Alright, daily dose of Targan. I had a tweet about Targan today, and it also led to an opportunity for much needed vent for me. I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. I think I'm gonna keep this in, dude, I think I'm gonna keep this entire hand. Yeah, like, the thing about Vladimir is if we get more copies of Vladimir, it's not the end of the world by any means. I also may...
Look at this reality! Look how sparkly!
I haven't played the Bloodletter this time. I don't think I'm gonna go for an Avalanche so early on. I can use the stat line to push a little bit of damage. I just realized it's the Crimson Disciple.
Light flowers upon my blade.
Oh my god. Dude, it took me way too long. I don't know why I thought he was like in the middle of the street.
I'm a serious artist now. I got Thermoflex.
Shit. No, you didn't go for the Super Food Star chart yet.
Tell me something cool.
No more hiding.
Eh. I could play the Babbling Birth, I'm playing you.
Everyone bleeds for the right prize.
We chart our path by the stars.
Could have killed this Mountain Scryer. Probably should have. This one too. I'm waiting for him to.
I know these paths well. The messenger chases stars from the sky.
Mountain Scryer created this card. He's played a couple of Super School Star charts, but hasn't played anything else.
I don't carry change.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
You're late.
Need wait.
And now we go for the Ice Shard. In response to their slow speed spell. They could have something like Bastion or whatever, but they're gonna lose both of their Mountain Scryers, and that's gonna leave one hell of an attack here. Yep, I'm really happy with my timing here. We built up a very menacing board, even though Vladimir was tempting here. I'm very happy I went with this instead.
The bloodier the better.
We force a block. Our Crimson Curator will go down, but we're still threatening lethal here. Which will force him to block with Zoe, which means he will lose the unit that he invested the spell shield onto. There's not many options, right? Ice Shard and what else? Avalanche? Yeah, that's irrelevant.
That's what you have?
That's irrelevant. Yeah, you're out of here. Get the fuck out of here! Yep, you're low. You're low, target boy. I'm gonna have fun chasing you down. Alright. Crimson Bloodletter, right?
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
I think Crimson Bloodletter into perhaps Vladimir is the way to go here. Don't want to leave myself too vulnerable. Definitely gonna expect some sort of removal here. Alright. 6. I don't like this Vladimir that much. I think it's better for me to spread out. I can play, I think I should just play Crimson Awakener though.
Try to understand. I matter. You don't.
Sorry, Crimson Awakener. Crimson Aristocrat. Crimson Awakener is you.
There's always fighting 8-punch Pablo.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
I just never quite find the moment for Vladimir. Oh.
You're late.
Need wait.
Good luck stopping this. That's why we don't go Vladimir again, even though like he would be amazing to finish off the game, right? But I have 8 mana. If I had 9 mana, then things would be different. But this is my best play by far. He gets 1 blocker here. Still has to deal. Still has to deal.
It's not me. It's you.
Hold still.
Starshipping? Okay. Can I lose to a Great Beyond? I potentially lose to a Great Beyond. How many Celestials? 1, 2.
Look at this reality. Look how sparkly. Paradigm shift time.
The light of my star warms the heavens.
I'm Lord and Master.
This should warrant a concede.
I'm not afraid. Just a wee bit blind.
This should. We eliminate 2 blockers. Do a little bit of buffing. And just overwhelm the opponent. Pretty straightforward, really. Not bad.
Victory is friends we made along the
The power of friendship, always. Above anything. Will translate directly into you drawing better cards. If you didn't know that, just watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's get whatever we have here. Okay, oh! Okay, that's sick. That's a really neat card back. I didn't even I wasn't even anticipating it at this point. I'm just a mess. Alright, not bad. Good start. I definitely I spent a lot of time tweaking this. I probably would have gone over it in the deck tech. I started off with Impetuous Panda's version, then I had a look at Kavira's version. I like certain aspects of both decks, and I also dislike certain aspects of them as well. You know, different player, different perspective. So I brewed up my own variant, and you know, every single card here has a good reasoning behind it. Neither of them play Culling Strike, which I think is a mistake. But ultimately, that game was a pretty neat example. We played pretty correctly, and we just kind of put our opponent in a position in which we really punished their slow gameplay, right? Because that's the one weakness Invoke has. Because that's the only weakness it has, is that it's slow, right? Because value-wise, it'll just drown you because they just keep generating more and more cards. Cards that generate other cards into cards that generate more cards. And yeah, it can be Target can be a frustrating experience because of that. Because like the reason why I voiced my opinion on Twitter today regarding Target, because a lot of people took it the wrong way, right? Like a lot of people don't like when I go negative, and they say that I'm being more negative now than I was before. The reason is, if you're positive, or sorry, if you're passionate about something, you're gonna be negative sometimes because you criticize. You want that thing that you like to do to be better, right? And that's my perspective on it. And I will complain and I will talk bad about certain negative aspects of the game, or at least aspects that I deem negative, right? And yeah, I don't see why that should ever be a problem. It's like sometimes I just look into content creation and I see, like, I think that just some people want to see like non-humans, you know, people who never get mad, people who never get upset, just people who are always positive and happy all the time. And I've always said that that's not who I am. I'm very emotional, but people confuse me with the positive guy, the guy who's always, you know, spreading positivity and happiness and sunshine and rainbows and all that shit. It's just so stupid that I just kind of like wanted to clarify that. Like I never said that I was about that. And sometimes I'm gonna shit talk a game. Sometimes I'm gonna talk bad stuff because life is good and bad. So leave me fucking alone, Jesus. Rant over. All right, let's go through that one. Okay, Fiora Shen. Fiora Shen whooped us pretty bad last time. We were playing the Katarina Swarm deck. This matchup definitely is slightly different. I do like the one off of Ice Shard. I do also like the Crimson Curator. I'm going to drop Vladimir. I need to have a 3-drop, like guaranteed, even though I would like to see the Scar Grounds. It's important for me to have at least the one off of Ice Shard because this can allow me to buff barriers. I can, in fact, destroy all barriers in just one play. The problem, or the downside to this card, rather, is that it's 3 mana. That's actually an issue, because that means Notify counters this. So not only deny, but Notify can counter this. It's not ideal, but something we gotta live with. This Avalanche could be sick as well, but the thing is, will my opponent open himself up to an Avalanche and not have deny backup for that?
Water changes but never breaks.
I guess we got our answer, folks. Sharp sight? If it's sharp sight, I can't do anything about it. Please don't be sharp sight. No, no, no. Ah. God damn it. One more mana.
Engulf them. A gift from the river folk.
I have the name.
I need the reputation. So right now we're in a situation in which I can attack and respond with an Ice Shard onto this, but if he has another Sharp Sight, then I still lose that battle. So I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna make him waste that barrier, unless he plans on doing something with it. But at this point, you know, he only has 2 mana, right? So, except taking the L here and not going for an attack is 100% the right thing to do, because he just basically, like, we're making it so that he kind of like wastes a very valuable resource here, because it's not like I was really threatening that much damage to begin with, right? This is gonna be important for our Basilisk Bloodseeker, which will definitely have an important role this game. I think.
Spirits and their swords.
I think double Crimson Curator
I found my family, my bloodkin.
is the way to go.
Protect and strike.
Can I take this hit? No, I don't want to.
Not the face!
I'm gonna make use of my Crimson Curators as blockers.
My duty's done.
I should have played the Scar Grounds. I derped. I actually derped big time here. God damn, I derped a lot.
Show them what we're made of.
Let us get going.
Really upset that I missed my Scar Grounds drop there. Like that was quite simply really stupid. And I don't like doing stupid things.
Time for talking. Good luck. Have fun.
I'm gonna go with an attack. Because this is a shitload of damage. And if I can bait a Cithria block here, I can utilize Scorched Earth to eliminate her. Okay. Getting rid of the River Shaper is neat. Though that wouldn't be happening here.
What form will the waters take? Waters are still.
Could he have a Nopify? Oh no you didn't. Oh no you, oh, this one-off of, oh my god, this one-off is just like backbreaking. Oh my god, the value. The absolute insane value. Bro, I just need to get the Scar Grounds this turn. I need the Scar Grounds on the board. I need to make up for my silly mistake earlier. I mean, to be fair, like, us having that mana allowed us to put ourselves in that situation. I'm just fucking dropping this immediately. Like, I'm done. I'm done waiting.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach.
I'm investing
I
into this
can't
board.
wait.
You don't want to play cards? That's fine. I'm going in. I'm going in. Because I want to play this Basilisk Bloodseeker onto Crimson Disciple.
Run them through. Hardly fair.
Okay. So if I go for the Ice Shard here.
I shall lead the way.
If he has single combat, he has single combat anyways. So we're going motherfucking Basilisk Bloodseeker, and we will face on against Angry Woman. And we will prevail! Come at me, bro! Come at me. 3 mana, no Spirit's Refuge. Weakest first, big boys last. Just in case. We going in, boys!
Hardly a threat.
Omega lethal. Of course, will be denied if our opponent goes for a single combat, but that's when we got the Ice Shard to surprise him with, which will buff up our entire attack squad and also deal even one more damage. That Crimson Disciple, oh my god, that combo is so hot. Like, Kuvira took out, like, does not run the Basilisk Bloodseekers, right? And Impetuous Panda runs 2. I think 2 is too much. I believe 2 is too much because I have had games in which drawing them back to back was annoying. Because it is a slow play, right? But it is a nice alternative finisher, and I still do feel it's very much warranted as a one-off, especially because of the crazy synergy with Scar Mother Rina, and also because of the great synergy with Scar Grounds as well, right? So I definitely think 1 is better than none, and better than 2. But again, just my opinion. My decks, my choices are better than everybody else's. That's the message I'm trying to portray here. So yeah, let's go for that one. Shank Shabern, and we're playing Fiora Aphelios. It's not the first time I run into Fiora Aphelios, but I still don't quite understand the purpose of it. I'm gonna keep the troll chant. Because I see Fiora and I want to have my combat tricks, right? Everything else is expendable. Even the Avalanche, for the sake of us finding the likes of Scarred Grounds. I will play Crimson Disciple on curve though.
I'll try anyone once. Delicious.
Delicious. Or I go I gal on him and smack him.
By my honor, you must die. Let them eat so. Try me.
I mean, good luck with that. You know, Demacia, Targan. We got shit. I guess Troll Chant. He could have a Bastion. No, he could also have a Guiding Touch. I'll let that happen. The reasoning behind me letting that happen is because I can Scorch the Earth into Ice Shard.
For the honor of God.
He has a Bastion.
Your move. Oh, this hurts.
Hello, my darlings.
I'm thinking here. This Fiora is naturally, like, Fiora is always a bit scary, right? But we have to try to not engage in combat as much as possible until we have the ability to guarantee success. With Troll Chant, we definitely do go a long way in that regard. As of right now, my opponent needs, like, right now his Fiora can't defeat my Vladimir. And Troll Chant makes me feel very safe in that regard, right? Because Troll Chant it's basically plus 4 health, right? And that's for 2 mana, that's very hard to beat. It's just not happening.
I never try me.
If he wants to trade Vladimir with this, I'm actually super okay with it. But then again, why should I when I have this? He's already played 2 Repose, correct? Fuck single combat, man. I could play Braum. If I play Scar Mother Brenna, it's a 6/8, 8/8, and then when I attack, it's gonna be 10, 13.
Tick-tock, the hour approaches.
We'll take what we want. The rest will burn.
Oh, the butchery we'd commit together.
Problem is Hush. Hush is the biggest issue.
One suffers, another thrives. I am Lord and Master. Delicious. Bottoms up.
Is this supposed to be a challenge?
Hush. Oh! Oh! Oh, nice! When I'm facing target, man, I always expect the Hush. Woo! Angry Woman 2.0 with the win, baby. 4 in a row, son. There we go. Oh man, that was great. Really happy with this version of the deck. Like I've been playing, you know, these two champions quite a bit, and I gotta say, like, this is definitely the variant, yeah, or the version rather that I feel the best with. Like, honestly, like it's a matter of perspective, right? Players are different and patterns are change, but for me, this is what has worked the best. In case you guys are wondering, like, the one-off of Transfusion is kind of like a fourth Troll Chant in a way. Like, I don't want to go too heavy on the combat tricks, especially considering Three Sisters can convert into that. I would like 2 Three Sisters, but I think Holy Strike is too good in this meta not to run. And I also do very much like a one-off of Might as well. I think it's very, very much game-winning, especially with a power-enhancing landmark like Scour Grounds, right? I like the one-off of Babbling Brook as well to give us card draw in the late game, but also board presence. And yeah, I have a lot of one-offs, man, but they really do make a difference. And I'm saying the same phrases again and again. I gotta expand my vocabulary. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. And that's basically all I gotta say. Have a whole day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. We'll be back at it tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you around.